Last we left off, the heroes of prophecy stood atop the 1,000-foot-high severed spirit tree of an ancient nymph, its long dead trunk magically grown by the presence of dragons nesting there over the centuries. But now, the heroes found it held the nest of a rock, a giant bird with wingspan of hundreds of feet, known to be one of a dragon's few natural predators, and its fledgling chicks, themselves over 10 feet tall. There may be other places to hatch their dragon eggs, but the end of the Oath of Peace looms near, and the heroes had little time. The fastest way to clear the way for the ritual to hatch their dragon eggs was to sacrifice the rock nest. The heroes prepared the ritual, offered up their own blood, and spoke the words to Io, the god of all dragonkind. Would this distant god hear the prayers of the unlearned yet faithful few? As the radiant fire began to consume the pyre of branches bearing the slain fledgling rocks, the heroes prepared themselves for battle, drinking potions of heroism and securing themselves with rope to avoid a deadly fall from the tree. It was not long before the raging sacrificial bonfire, like a lighthouse of holy fire, caught the attention of the mother rock. The tenuous safety granted by her distance was quickly snuffed out by the incredible speed of her approach, and in a matter of minutes, the legend of the rock's terrifying size was more than confirmed. Theo and Shade unleashed a barrage of ranged attacks, and the battle began. The Aeginenes assaulted the rock's mind with lances of psychic power, but the will of this beast was able to shrug off the effects at the cost of some of her own vitality. The heroes positioned themselves beneath a huge sphere of sickening radiance summoned by Magus, who would keep the rock at bay for a time. Her 250-foot wingspan gave her incredible movement speed and the ability to create massive blasts of air, concussing and tossing the heroes. Ultria, the little dryad sprout, was knocked unconscious and was near death before being healed by Theo and Falbin and rushed to safety by Kyra. In a rage over the death of her chicks and destruction of her nest, the rock maintained a furious assault, whipping about with hit-and-run attacks, using her mobility to reposition and focus on the physically weaker heroes. She took a moment to analyze the field and determined to end the one who maintained the magic sphere obstructing her attacks. The rock soared upward, then dove headfirst through the sickening radiant sphere, taking massive damage and suffering exhaustive effects, but still finding her mark. Magus was pinned under the massive claws of this beast, with death in her eyes. The Aeginenes twisted fate, causing a deadly bite from her beak to miss, and she sprang back up into the sky, carrying Magus along with her. Falbin's rebound dagger refused to miss its mark, as the heroes all threw everything they had at the airborne rock, clutching Magus. Magus was not out of the fight, though. Rather than try to escape, Magus kept the rock's rage focused on him and away from his friends. The air around the rock erupted in a massive fireball, Magus shaping the weave of deadly evocation around himself. The rock was now too high for Falbin to help his friend. He gave a quick glance to Bullbug, who knew what to do. The Minotaur quickly hacked away Falbin's rope tether, picked him up, and threw him like a javelin to intercept the rock. Falbin made impact, just barely holding on thanks to the potion of heroism, and went to work with his crystalline blade on the back of the rock. High in the sky, Magus was running out of time, and the rock was thirsty for vengeance. The gifted one's body could simply not withstand the brutal slashing and crunching of this ancient bird of prey. Satisfied, the rock released his corpse, which plummeted down, skimming past the radiant flames of the sacrifice. Bullbug rushed forward and caught him, but watched in horror as Magus's broken body quickly turned to ash in his arms. The heroes, in disbelief, poured everything they had into finishing the rock. But the rock had one last trick to pull. Began swirling her colorful wings in a dazzling pattern, charming Shade and Theagenes and rendering them temporarily helpless. She moved in for the kill, knocking them down and rushing to finish off Shade, her most physically threatening prey. Fully enraged, Falbin stabbed and stabbed at the back of the beast, while Theagenes and Bullbug rushed in, goring, stabbing, and slashing with all their might. As the rock opened her blood-soaked maw, ready to make the killing blow against Shade, Theo's tiny ballista, still strapped to Shade's shoulder, fired a bolt of force magic straight through the rock's mouth, blasting out the back of its head. The treetop battlefield fell quiet, save the breeze and low roar of the sacrificial pyre. As Kyra rushed in with her resurrection scroll in hand, she saw Bullbug slump to the ground, covered in ash. There was nothing she could do. What do the heroes do?
Well, I don't know what we can do.
There has to be something we can do. Some way to fix this. Get him back.
Where's the body?
Is no body. It's the problem. Oh. First, we're going to need to, think, figure out what we can do. Kyra, have you ever seen or even heard of something like this happening? I guess not specifically caused by a, spell or other in some type of spell effect or something. Like rock didn't have a beak that would do this.
You have to call her name like a couple times. She's just like sort of collapsed to her knees next to Bullbug. What? Shade? Oh, I have no idea. I don't know. And she has her bag full of scrolls and she just like looks at it. She's like, I'm completely useless here. I'm afraid he's gone.
Nothing's just gone. That isn't possible. There's always a trace.
Maybe. If you can find anything, please try, but even so, I cannot simply will a soul to come back.
I won't let his legacy fade into nothingness. I won't let his memory be reduced to mere ash. There has to be a way to bring him back, to fix this. And if it takes me traveling to the ends of the earth, then I'll do that. I'll defy the laws of nature if I have to. I'll bend reality itself if it brings him back. Because he deserves better than this. And he deserves a chance to live the life that he wanted to live. So I'll do whatever it takes.
Well said.
Yeah, Kyra dries a tear and smiles slightly at that. I believe you would, Theo. And I will be with you.
If that means making a new body for him, then I'll do that too.
Rue says, now hold on. I'll help you do it. Yeah, we'll make him a big, beautiful, not as big as mine.
Well, no, not as big as you. Let's not be ridiculous.
See Shade crack kind of a grin. He's like, does that mean he'd come back as a bird?
Kyra says, it has to be a willing soul, Shade, so... What? Her face goes sour again. It is good that we do not let this break us, but Magus is gone. And I don't know why.
Shade removes his helmet and just kind of runs his hands through his hair. Well, first things first, we have to, one, patch ourselves up a little bit. Hopefully we can think better to come up with a plan. Let's see where this ritual takes us. I'm pointing at the bonfire. Well, unless Kyra or Theagenes, you know of something, we should have at least a little time before, if his soul is lingering, before we would have to act. We have to think of something to do.
People can't just be brought back. Listen to yourselves. I mean, I would love to fight the fates, but I know that it isn't possible. He's gone. I don't think he's coming back at all.
That's what they said about Rue.
Rue,
I'll defy the laws of nature if I have to. I'll bend reality itself if it means bringing him back.
Rue is a toy.
Rue has a spirit. Rue is no mere toy.
Rue says, hey, fuck you, buddy.
I'm sorry.
Your mom's a toy.
Jade would put one hand on Theagenes' shoulder and be like, I understand what you're saying, and in most cases it probably is true, but at least two in this company have come back from that. Not dust, but definite death and dismemberment. We can only have faith that Magus will or is able to be brought back.
Kyra just really quick chimes in and says, Magus does things that no one has ever done before. And you all have. And I think if anybody can figure something out where no one else could, he may in fact surprise us.
I'm gonna walk away.
Falbin would walk over to the consecrated bonfire, kind of like dissociated from all the conversation that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess if you would allow it, I'd like to roll something about maybe I would know something to say to Io. I'm basically going to make a plea to Io.
Okay, sure. I mean, I would say a religion check, it would probably be at disadvantage since you know so little about Io. But if you want to roll that, I think that'd be good.
All right. I'm gonna inspiration it to roll it flat.
Okay. $17. Yeah, you've been paying close attention to Shade and Aesop, talking about Io, this god of dragonkind, and there is a thread of how hands-off Io is, especially towards non-dragons. And I'm not going to tell you that it is hopeless to say anything, but I'm going to say with this role, Shade can chime in and provide advice.
Kind of with the conversation dying down, seeing Falbin standing over by the pyre, Jade would join him.
I can't help but think that perhaps part of the answer lies with the work that Magus started. And I would stare into the fire.
We can hope, but it is a very, very slim hope. It was already somewhat out of character for Io to reach out to me. A second mortal? Right after? Even less likely, but we can ask. With that, Shade would take it basically like a kneeling bow in front of the pyre and just say, "Oh, great Io. If you even deign to hear me, I plead that you use what little value this sacrifice has. Return our fallen comrade to us. He gave his life to defeat a creature opposed to your kin. Please, let it not be in vain."
Roll your own religion check. I'll say this one will be at advantage. And in addition, if it's okay with you, Kyra would have joined, and when you begin your prayer, she places a hand on your shoulder.
Okay. I would like to spend my inspiration to re-roll that.
Okay, yeah.
that was terrible. I get to re-roll it at advantage, right? No,
Yeah,
still.
yeah.
Even worse.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my word. Yep,
You say
okay.
the words. You say the words, and Kyra's hand grips your shoulder, and there is stillness after you finish this prayer, and the fire continues to rage unchanged. And you hear her kind of sniff a little. I'm not like smelling, just like choking back,
Sniffling.
sniffling. She squeezes your shoulder tight, and after a moment, the light of the fire kind of surges in intensity for a split second, just, and then returns to normal. And she says, "Good words, Shade. Very, very good words." And she slumps down next to you, seemingly exhausted.
While that's happening, Theo will be collecting whatever ashes he can and putting them in a jar. And
Yeah.
while he's doing that, he'll talk to the ashes and say, "I don't know how long it'll take or what dangers I'll face, but I swear on our bond as family and friends that I won't rest until I've found a way to fix this. Until then, your memory will fuel my every step, guiding me forward, reminding me of the promise I made you."
Yeah, Bullbug helps you with this task. Most of the ash is on him, and so he feels obligated to help you. By the time you get around to it, most of the ash has already blown away in the breeze off the top of this tree, but you're able to scrape together a fraction of what would be Magus.
Thank you, Bullbug.
Alvin would look over to Shade and say, "We have a direct line to death, and she would gladly swap me for him."
Shade would look back at Falbin, his eyes hard. No. We will find another way. We will not sacrifice one for another. We will find a way to keep us all. I don't know what that is, but we'll find it.
You're all losing your minds.
Does the Agenese actually say that?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't
Shade
you
would just kinda-
understand? The gods you're praying to are deaf. It doesn't matter how good your words are. It doesn't matter how much of nature you defy. Nature continues without hearing you. The fates are implacable. This is over.
You speak the language of one who has lost their heart.
It doesn't matter if I did. It's true. It's true. I'm certain of it.
Balbin would look to Theagenes, look to Shade, and shake his head, and seemingly unconvinced, step away to be in his own thought.
Theagenes like over next to Shade right now, or is he kind of still off a little on his own?
I'm still off on my own.
Shade would ponder for a moment and then walk over to Theagenes. And are you like standing or sitting or what?
I'm standing.
Shade would stand next to Theagenes and mostly looking at watching the bonfire, but he'd kind of glance over at him and say in not a fairly low voice, just what you say is likely true. However, if we give up the hope of a better option, a better reality, we're only a hair's breadth away from already losing before we even step into true conflict. It may be crazy, it may be stupid and foolish, but I won't give up that hope. Not until the end. We've exhausted every possible option. We've prayed to every god that we think might help us until we've followed even Theo's path of rebuilding a body and trying to summon his soul back to it. Because if we don't try, we've already lost. We're already crazy for even being here, for even trying what we're trying. What's a little more madness? And he'd walk back over to where he was by the pyre.
I want "What's a Little More Madness" on a t-shirt. That's very good. And Diogenes, as Shade walks away past the fire, beyond him you see Sprout approach Kyra and produce the handkerchief that you taught her how to make, and she gives it to Kyra as she is there.
Damn you, DM.
Hey, you did it. Is there anything else to discuss here in the next 10-15 minutes of game time?
I think so. Shade doesn't have anything.
All right.
He's thinking.
In that case, after a few hours, the last of the rock's nest is finally consumed in radiant ritual fire. Its ashes blowing in the breeze, leaving behind the circle of draconic runes which you had previously spotted hidden under its mass. The location is finally free from obstruction, safe from the rock threat, and ready to host the hatching ritual for your dragon eggs. So a few hours have gone by. The nest and fire have burned out and are gone. What's going on?
Just point of logistics. Does this count as a short rest?
Yeah, you guys you have your short rest, and I can guarantee you that no combat is coming in the next at least day of game time. So if you want to just go ahead and long rest, that is fine.
Just short rest for now, but
Okay.
yeah, because I've got 10 hit points.
Sure. Yeah. I'm not here to hit you with something while you're down.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, so you watch the fire burn, and until you're satisfied that it's gone. So, and Kyra's just kind of out there like kicking at the the last remnants and looking at the runes and exploring.
As the final embers of the bonfire go out, Kid would turn to the rest of the party. All right. I think the first order of business is we need to hatch the eggs. I'm going to call the Keladon. Is there anything else you guys need or want from the Ultros while we wait?
I'll ask for my. Well, no, Theo would carry some paper and pen and ink for mad designing, which he'll be doing now.
Okay. And if you ever need more, Kyra always has spare paper and ink.
Excellent.
So, since the Keladon's just been like flying in circles around the tree this whole time, I assume Jade is just going to yell down for it.
Yeah. I never came up with a voice for it. I just like I like to think it's just pre-recorded Vulcan stuff. So like just kind of robotic.
So it's got this like Amazonian female body with
Yep.
wings.
Yep. And it flies up and it goes and it goes like, "Hey buddy, what can I get for you?"
Yeah, that sounds right.
Always disconcerting. Please return to the Ultros and retrieve the dragon eggs and bring them back here.
All right. Just give me a minute.
Thank you.
It flies off.
Which, the fun fact about this, I realize this, is that it's a very good thing that Magus set the plan before the combat, because he also took the sending stone with him. So we have no way to actually communicate unless Rue starts flying back and forth.
On that note, I didn't want to describe just like a loot pile appearing where Magus died. His items and gear did not disappear with him.
Oh, okay. I thought it all went with him.
No,
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
I didn't clarify. So yeah, you do have that stuff. So yeah, you guys go ahead and divvy up his stuff.
Hey, dibs on his band.
Rue's like, he wasn't even using the lightsaber. Come on.
Wow.
I heard him. I heard him talking about sacrificing the lightsaber. Can you believe that?
Don't worry, I'll integrate it into his new body.
Yeah, I know where you can integrate it.
I think he'll probably need a respiratory system that'll sound like.
Oh yeah, give him asthma. Give him asthma. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think black would probably look good with the saber. I think it would all go together well.
Yeah. We'll call him the Dark Invader. No, that's copyrighted.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to do that.
Well, As the Keladon sets off and Falbin's had a moment to reflect a bit, I think he's prepared now to harvest this rock.
Yeah.
Kind of as like this is a thing we need to do, like it's the next step sort of action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the rock lays there, kind of on the edge of this tree. One of its wings is just sort of draped down the, like 100 feet down the trunk of the tree. But yeah. How do you want to handle that? Do you want to? I guess we got the roll, the appraisal roll.
Given I've got enough time, I'm going to be appraising it. It's a beast, I think.
Yes.
So that'll be a nature.
Yes. The CR of this one is 18.
All I need is a 26.
Yeah.
Okay.
Showing my hand a little bit. Normal rock is 11, CR 11.
Yeah. See here. Diogenes, you've already used your fate dice, haven't you?
Yes.
All right. Well,
His was a low one today, anyways.
I'm
Mhm.
gonna roll this,
But it was good.
and we'll hope for something yummy.
Look at that. 27.
All right. That'll do.
That will do. Very nice.
That'll grant me advantage on the harvest roll.
Mm-hmm. What's the number you need to get everything?
I'm looking that up. Been a few messages. 25 will get me the loot.
Okay.
All right. This is also nature. Correct.
Does anybody have nature to aid him? Jay doesn't.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Well, here we go. 29.
29. Amazing. Yeah, you started out with pretty strong knowledge of this thing, and so seeing it on the ground, not moving, you've read all the books. You you know exactly how to piece this thing out. So you get everything. What all do we get from this thing?
Yeah. Balbin's body language and method of harvest is very resolute and fine. It's kind of like he knows exactly what needs done, but also there's just like a somberness to the interactions and sort of a viciousness to the disconnects. So when he's carving off the beak, it's a very gentle resolution, and then when it comes to the end of actually extracting the beak, a kind of vicious hacking, where his actions sort of devolve from this finesse action to this rage.
Where it's like the challenge is not so much that it's hard cuts, it's just that it's so big, these easy cuts are just taking forever, and by the time you get to the end of it, you're just
Moreover, this is the thing that killed my friend.
that too. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's the background.
Yeah, no, that's just like the little seasoning on top. Not the main thing, though.
For those of you here for the loot table,
Always.
we gather from this rock gizzards, which are highly nutritious and can be put into various meals for goodness. We gather a rock beak, which can be built into a Warhammer +2. It's pretty interesting.
Yes.
I think we also
gathered-
discussed potentially using, because the beak is huge, like using it to reinforce the prow of the Ultros.
Which if when and if Falbin hears about this in character, he is all about. It sounds badass. We also gather a rock's feather, which can be used to innately cast the jump spell on yourself at will while you're carrying it. And then finally, we gather a rock heart piece, which is the true prize of the rock creature itself. This can be used to craft a ring of storm giant growth, a very rare piece of treasure that we hope to add to the party at some point.
Yeah. We talked about that last week. Oh man. Yeah, and you're also able to, I think Davey and I talked about getting materials to make like natural armor for Sprout. So I haven't had a chance.
Some of the skin, leather, and feathers.
Yep. I haven't had a chance to like 100% nail down the mechanics of it, but it'll be at least an additional layer of armor for her, but I think might include some other stuff. So but yeah. Okay, so I guess after this point, the Keladone flies back up and is like, "Hey, job's done."
Thank you. And Shade would like direct it where to unload the eggs and get them all out.
Mm-hmm.
And Shade would kind of look around. I gathered none of the rest of you know how to actually do a dragon egg hatching ritual.
The Keladone just says, just craft stuff.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need ASAP. Keladone, would you be able to go get him, or do we need to send Rue?
Keladone says, it's not a space fit for a mortal in here, but I can go get him.
That's would it he would be fine if he,
long as I don't get lost.
Yeah, he'll
how
be fine.
long can somebody survive inside the dimensional bag?
I guess we'll find out.
Oh no. Rue, can you go
Science.
with the Keladone, please?
Oh, come on. We gotta know how long something will last. We gotta find out at
Yes,
some
but we
point.
don't want to do it by accidentally killing the one guy that we probably really need to hatch dragons.
Hey,
Okay,
if you
but
want to make
only-
a sword, you got to break a couple ingots.
Yeah, but the only way I'll have Rue do that is if Albin will put a rat in that dimensional thing and we see if it actually
Because a rat
survives
has exactly the same
time.
lung capacity.
It does. It has the same lung capacity. I'm glad you acknowledged that, DM.
You're welcome.
Now, canon.
That's my player taking everything to the most, including my, clear joke. Yeah, it's up to you. I mean, it might be a couple minutes of.
I'll send Rue.
Maybe 2 minutes. Okay, so you send Rue. After like 10 minutes, you over the wind you hear and like you look over and you see Aesop hanging from beneath Rue, kind of squirming as Rue flies up. You're like,
Hey, Aesop, how's it hanging?
And he just like screams until he lands on the tree. Yeah, okay, that was not fun. I did not like that.
You
Well,
should see the
going
ride
down's
back.
faster.
I think I might just live here now. Plus,
Oh, come on,
this is an ancient dragon landmark, historical spot. I should probably just build a house, right? And just live here. Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat.
No, probably not.
Let the man do what he wants to do.
Let the idea sink in, Shade. Anyway, okay, you have the eggs. Well, let's make sure they're set up nicely. It should be right in the middle of these runes, I would expect. Given all that I know about magic. Yes, that's perfect. Look at that. Symmetrical. All right.
Put the eggs, right about thereabouts, and do the things. Now we're ready to go, right?
Yeah. So, does anybody have the Bond of Dragonlords spell pulled up? I'm working on pulling it up right now.
Falvin turns to look at Magus and then gets sad again.
Oh. Yeah, Magus is dead. Let's see. Dragonlords
What's
Bond. It's called Bond of the Dragonlords. Okay, so the spell it takes 1d4 days of nurturing the egg so that it hatches. I was just trying to remember the time frame. So Aesop advises, but I'll let you guys sort of describe what it looks like as you're preparing to cast this. I mean, you have at least one helm, so I'm assuming Shade is sort of taking the lead on casting of the spell.
Do I need to cast the spell to actually hatch the dragon?
I think in order to get the so I think we sort of changed like the terms of the bonding, but the spell basically accelerates the hatching of the egg.
Cool. So yeah, Shade wearing his helm will I guess do what he can there. Yeah, how are we handling the material component?
Right, the magic item.
'Cause I don't think I actually have prices for my thing.
Yeah, that's the thing about 5e is prices are fast and loose. So I am also going to be fast and loose with it. So I will say any item of rare quality or higher will work.
Rare quality. I have any thing of rare quality? Crap. I think that's. What do we have in the bag of holding?
Oh, you'd like to know what's in the bag of holding right now, huh?
Yes,
Well,
I would. Please.
Better start taking stuff out.
Well, there's one thing in the bag of holding, which won't like the scroll of Lutheria, like will only see stuff. It won't be able to see out of the bag unless you grab the scroll out of it. So don't worry about that.
Yeah, I think the only thing I have that's actually rare quality is my Direstone Dwarven pick.
I have a cockatrice.
Man.
Oh my god.
I also have a
The
nice
dead.
box that the Ultros map was in.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
These sound like viable options.
What's the need for the rare item? Why do we?
It's a material component of the spell that it gets consumed by the by the
you
spell.
basically like
when we cast it.
infuse magic into it.
Is a
Well-
+1 considered rare?
Yeah, I think
Plus
I think
one weapon?
usually, yeah.
I think it's uncommon.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I mean, what is it? How special is it to you?
It's the Umbra dagger that I had crafted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not that special.
Okay.
I am also cool with like you adding in 2 uncommon items instead of 1 rare.
I have the hexagon, which I'm no longer using, although I'm sad to give it up.
Oh man.
You got Magus's
'cause if I
items. I mean, one of the eggs was his, so
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't need it right now. I'm gonna give him a sweet body.
Magus had the spell sword, which is rare. He'd kill me with the amulet of Mitros. Okay, immovable rod is uncommon. You guys haven't used that once.
I feel like
Nope.
it's really an exploit we should take advantage of, though.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I'm as much as I'm loath to do it, I'm going to give up the dire stone dwarf.
No.
No.
That is
No.
a tactical tool.
Yep.
Speaking
As-
meta-wise, stop it.
I'm just
And
saying.
also, diggy hole.
Yeah.
We don't.
I
go back
know
on
it's
that shit.
diggy hole.
We don't go back
Falvin
on
sees
that
you reaching to do dumb shit, and he comes over
Yep.
and grabs you by the wrist and hands you
Slaps
his
you a
Humber
little.
Hulk dagger, and he's like, "We will find another way." So you now have an
All right.
Umber Hulk dagger +1 that is uncommon to do with as you will.
All right.
Cool.
Well then, I guess let's see what other uncommon items I've got. Oh man. Oh wait. It says like it's like a permanent magic item. Magical armor, shield, weapon, rod, staff, or wand. Okay.
I
so
mean,
it can't
like
use
anything
potions.
but no consumables. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, let's see here.
Unless it was
Trust.
like a 6-pack of NOS energy drinks or something.
No, I've got that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome.
It's in my bag of holding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
well,
Kyle.
So it's between my javelin of lightning or the steel hawk hand axe.
Ooh.
That's
Those are
all
my
on
other-
you. That's your arsenal.
I know. I don't know. I feel like oh.
My babies.
I know. I love them so much.
But you gotta pick one.
Since I'm very, very nice, what I'll do is if you pick something now and by the end of the session, or by like later, if you realize I actually should have given this, as long as it's not a new item you've acquired after this moment in time, you can swap it.
All right. Well,
I know it
javelin
doesn't
is
make
a lot
the
harder
choice
to use
easier.
because it doesn't return to me. I have to go
Mhm.
collect it. Whereas the steel hand axe, steel hawk, when I
That
use
is
its
cool.
ability, it returns to me, which makes it much easier to use.
Plus, Rue now has an ability similar to the lightning javelin, so
Right.
Exactly.
there's that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna javelin.
And that one's rare, right?
That's an uncommon. So that
Oh.
pairs with the Umber Hulk dagger, and now we have to find
Either 2
something
more
else.
uncommons or 1 more rare.
All right. So what does Magus have that's uncommon other than the
The immovable rod.
immovable rod? Does he have anything else that he seems like he'd be willing to part with?
Yikes.
What's this javelin? Can I see the stats on it?
I would be okay with pairing the immovable rod with with the sending stone, even though it's not technically like an uncommon item. He also has the spell sword, which is rare.
Wait, but Theagenes, you said you had the hexagon and you're not using that anymore?
I am not using it right now. What's this? Light. Tell me about this javelin because I'm not.
I just dropped it into the whatever
The chat.
comment chat.
Which one?
Javelin of lightning.
The forge one, foundry one.
Okay.
Why are you gonna barter to keep the javelin of lightning?
Well, I was gonna say if I don't need to. Oh dang! Range weapon attack.
Because I guess
some powerful stuff.
Because I guess the only other thing I have that I don't know that anybody's using is the extra shield, which I believe is the champion shield.
Does it require? I thought that the champion shield was Falben's.
I did not take that. I crafted a +2.
Oh. I like this javelin of lightning. I will trade it if it doesn't require attunement. Then I would trade that for the hexagon, and you can use the hexagon, which is
cool. Oh, it's balm to my soul that somebody is adopting the javelin of lightning. Keep it from oblivion. Yeah, I guess if no one's using it, as much as it sucks because it's basically going over and above because it's very rare. Yeah, I'll use the champion shield.
Okay, so we got the champion shield and the hexagon.
The hexagon and the Umber Hulk dagger.
Oh, right.
So that's 2 uncommons and a very rare to get both eggs.
No, the hexagon is rare.
Oh, the hexagon is rare.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then we don't need to sacrifice the
dagger,
the Umber Hulk dagger.
Thank goodness.
Okay.
Oh, that dagger that we use all the time.
Well, hey, now we have something of fodder that we can use when the next eggs eventually, right?
That is a good point. Yeah. So okay. So Aesop is like, yes, very good, very good. And you start channeling the power of these magical items into the eggs. What is sort of I don't know how. So Shade, I'm assuming you are primarily focused on the. Are you sort of splitting your attention between the 2 eggs, or are you focusing on?
I feel like I would have to, unless I'm doing it one after the other. If I could do it both at the same time, I would do that.
I'm cool with them happening at the same time. I'm just sort of like, just checking. Like, is anybody sort of filling in for what Magus would be doing? Besides Aesop, you know. But know this, that whoever is sort of like attending to the egg primarily when it hatches, that is who they are going to be bonded to. Or like not bonded to, but like functionally bonded to.
Till we can go and kidnap Magus out of the underworld. Right.
Like before the egg hatches?
No, I mean until we go and get it. So it's like somebody's taking care of his dragon until we go and get him.
So yeah, basically who is agreeing to take responsibility for this egg is probably a better way to put it.
Uh-huh. Huh?
I mean, unless no one steps up, Shade'll try to do it for both, but, you know.
Bullbug comes and puts his hand on your shoulder and says, I held him as he died. It is only right that I carry on this lineage of his. Allow me.
Thank you, Bullbug.
Yeah.
Start the magical doodahs.
Cool.
Start the magical doodads. Start the magical doodads.
And that's the spell. That's it. That's how it. No, that is not. Magus, if he had a body to be rolling in his grave, would be rolling in his grave. If that.
Bullbug is like, I'm not sure I understand this ancient language. I forgive me if I do not recite the words.
It's okay. It understands you.
No, he just sort of sits next to it and just like hugs it primarily. Just sort of rubs his big minotaur hand over the egg in a soothing motion. So a couple hours have passed, and you guys are doing the ritual for the egg. One moment. Magus, are you there? Magus.
Is this the DM talking or a character talking?
Oh, that's a character. To you. Your eyes open. Darkness abounds. But still you can see. Coarse sand invades your open-toed sandals. You look down and see it is dark like charcoal. You hear the sound of lapping water, but you feel no breeze. You breathe in. The air is ancient and sour. You look up and gaze upon a myriad of unfamiliar stars and galaxies glittering above, though they feel close, like you could fly up and touch them. Looking ahead, you see a massive sea of dark water. The rocky shores near you sizzle as the waves move in and out. You feel awash with certainty that if you simply wait, someone will be along to bring you to your next destination.
How well do I understand where this place is?
You have no idea. You would assume you are dead, and this is some sort of afterlife, or at least on your way to one.
Fuck. I pound the ground.
What are you? A few minutes pass, and you still feel this sort of like internal urge to move on. What are your sort of like? Do you have conflicting thoughts rolling in your head about this?
It's all lost. Everything that I had. Everything that I was supposed to become. Everything I needed to become. It's all gone.
As you gaze out over this this dark sea with this strange sky above. A pebble bounces off your shoulder and lands on the ground.
I'm just still unresponsive for a moment. And take a deep breath, I guess, and turn around.
Make a perception check. You don't see anything. I mean, there's just sort of a rocky, dark landscape ahead of you. But you hear a just a childlike giggle.
I brush the pebble away from me and turn back around.
Another moment passes and another pebble hits you. Doesn't hurt.
I didn't know that there were tricksters on this side.
From like behind a rock in the distance, you hear that same giggle, and says, "No tricksters, just someone faster than you. Bet you can't catch me." Make another perception check.
I am not having it.
It's a nat one. You think you see just a teeny little tuft of golden hair duck behind a rock.
Where we are headed, friend, I don't think speed is desired.
Come on, race me.
Is the boat coming yet?
You turn and look, and there is no boat in sight, but you're not sure how long you have to wait for that boat. And another pebble hits you on the shoulder as you are turned around.
I see this is hell, I say as I get up.
Do you approach the rock that you're pretty sure that...
Yes, I do.
Okay.
That was like I say that as kind of like a half joke.
Yes, absolutely. You approach this rock, the coarse sand kind of crunching under your soles, and all of a sudden a tiny arm juts out from behind the rock and taps your forearm. Tag, you're it! And a small golden-haired child dashes ahead away from the sea of dark water.
I kind of like I kind of like look upwards and almost like a plea of like, Mitros, give me strength. Like
If you feel anything, it's only your own conviction that you feel comforted by.
It's like a half-hearted, like slow jog, weighty jog in the direction of the child.
Yeah. You. It's not that you are having trouble seeing. It's that this child that is sort of dashing away ahead of you. you can't really tell if what you're seeing is really here or somewhere else. It seems like you're in the same place in a way, but in a way you're not. But he hears your pace quicken, and gleefully he yells back, "Ha! You can't catch a dragon!" And he continues to run.
Wait, what?
And we're gonna cut back to the rest. For the rest of you, somebody roll a d4. Okay. 1 day has passed since the ritual began. And both eggs have sat all day in the radiant sunlight, chilled by the lofty air currents up at this altitude. Shade, how have you been spending this day?
I mean, after basically starting the ritual, Shade is staying there, just watching the eggs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's all he's doing.
Kyra doesn't leave your side. Aesop doesn't leave your side. Bullbug is right there as well. He sleeps a little bit, but anytime he's awake, he is huddling up to this dragon egg. And Kyra gets some good art of them. What
I would say Shade specifically does not sleep.
Okay, all right.
He is standing sentinel over this.
Amazing. Okay. I can't remember if there's rules for like not sleeping in a 24-hour period. Like
Probably.
we can
I imagine he'll take like a level of exhaustion or something by the end of it.
We'll hash that out later. But yeah, so you're intentionally pushing through the need to sleep. Aesop at some point, I'm sure, was like, Shade, it's okay. I Bullbug and Kyra and you can sleep. It's all right.
Shade would just meet his eyes and look at him and say, I'll sleep tomorrow if it's not completed by then.
At some point, you won't have a choice, my friend, but fair enough.
I know.
Falvin over there trying to sleep and failing.
Oh, yep.
I cannot recall where we are at with your sleep pattern. Is there anything I need to be worried about?
I'm at exhaustion 1.
Okay, cool. Right. So, what about the Agenes? It's been a day. What has he been up to?
Well, I've done my ritual, so I cast Arcane Eye, and I'm using it to investigate around the tree.
Yeah. Okay. So the Arcane Eye, I think we talked about how it's like a sensor, but because you're using it right there with you, all you're really seeing is yourself from like a third person perspective and the area around you.
I can choose to move it as well.
Yes. So it's like you have a third person camera that you're panning around yourself. So what do you sort of do with that? Do you just sort of have it locked on you, or do you swirl around the vicinity?
I mean, I want to go sort of like in a circular pattern around the tree, and just see what I can see about the runes, about any archaeological, anything I notice about the area.
So the one thing with this Arcane Eye is that because it is your chosen divination spell that you use to contact the fates, what you see through it is perhaps a bit different. from reality. Just as with your weaving, you were able to create images that were cryptic but descriptive. These are the type of things that you see now in real time through this arcane eye. And as you pan around the treetop, you see yourself, in your lotus field trance. You see Shade standing stalwart with the egg, and Bullbug and Kyra and Aesop, and Theo, scrawling his imaginings, and Falvin, also not sleeping and working on his own stuff. But things look different. The runes that you had seen before, which just sort of notated the different types of dragons, different materials. Now the runes all just say dead, 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 dead. There are 2 runes that say alive, and there is 1 rune that has the draconic equivalent of a question mark. And I'll say on top of that, the arcane eye, it doesn't pierce through, like, you can't see through things, can you?
No.
Okay. So I'll say that in your body, you feel it has just taken you time and meditation to get to this level of focus, but you feel that there is a lingering presence of death here that was here before you got here. And the last thing you see is, as the arcane eye sort of pans over the surface, it looks downward, and there is a crack, like a split in the wood that goes down, like kind of like a crevice, like a deep, very small, narrow crevice. And there is a hollow about 15 feet down, in which you see the glitter of gold. And I'll say that's the extent of what you see.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So where is this crack?
About in the middle of the tree. Just it's amazing that you
Like halfway down or in the center?
Oh, so up on the top, and like sort of like the grain of the wood that goes up and down in the tree.
Uh-huh.
It's sort of like split because of like expansion of water. And so if you were to walk sort of near where the eggs are and look straight down into this crack, you would see probably this gold.
Okay, I guess let me check how this works, because this definitely makes sense to use. Still have? Did I take away Devil Sight? Really not.
Oh, the Eldritch Invocation?
Yeah, no, there it is. And no, there's Devil Sight and Ghostly Gaze.
Yeah, let's use that.
For sure. I'm just trying to see if it actually sees far through things. Like,
right.
Some things are blocked by wood, so like...
Well, but you're basically looking down into a crack, so you could see through the surrounding wood in a radius around the depth of this crack, if that makes sense.
I can just see through solid stuff for 30 feet, so...
Well, okay then.
I activate that.
Okay. So are you sort of come out of your trance and then cast this spell? Okay. So you guys see Theagenes sort of get up and begin to walk out towards the middle of the tree, and then just look down. And sure enough, within the wood, about 20 feet down, there is remnants of a horde below you. And sort of intermingled with that are bones, likely dragon bones.
Bones, my favorite. I guess that hammer only works on Earth, huh?
I'd let it work on this. This is like almost petrified wood.
Shade is busy. How else can I diggy hole?
You could ask him.
I guess I could. Shade. I'll walk up to him. I know that you're exhausted and occupied. But there's something else. I think something to do with dragons buried in this tree. I need to dig. Could I have, if you're not using it, could I use your hammer?
Pick. Yeah. Shade.
Yeah.
Richardson just pack strapped on the outside, pulls it off. And go. What exactly
off
are you...
in the distance makes like a knowing nod, like a, I told you so.
We're just gonna... interesting. Whatever. Oh.
Okay, I
What
guess
exactly are you
I have
looking
to
for?
attune to that, don't I?
I mean,
Yeah.
it only takes an hour, so like, you know,
Okay,
you're
so
here
I'll
all day
attune
basically.
for an hour and dig
Okay, you start digging. And
without singing.
right, Shade's just like, is he not singing?
It's just not right.
Rue's like,
Just not right.
hey, skeleton friend, there's a song that goes along with that. You're not singing it.
It was part of the attunement. You have to sing the song.
I thought you were compelled by the pickaxe to sing the song. This is weird.
Everybody now, dig it, ho, dig it, ho. It's off to work we go. Dig it, ho, dig it, ho.
You know what? We're gonna allow it. Okay, yeah. So anyway, so you begin digging down 5 feet at a time, like very Minecraft style. Yeah, there is sort of a hollow down below this tree, and you have basically like fossilized dragon bones in the walls of this excavation that you've made. And you find a pretty nice amount of gold. I mean, not a dragon horde's amount of gold, but like about 1,000 gold. There are also some items down there. I will get you guys what the items are. There will be one for everybody except Megas because he's dead, obviously. But yeah. So there's the remnants of a dragon horde that was missed somehow down here. You also see among the bones and gold, there are like fossilized shards of dragon egg shell.
Not to, if anyone wants to do anything, I don't want to overstep, but I think I would start to cast Speak with Dead if that's possible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
using my flute.
Let's see. It's a corpse. Gotta be a corpse. Give me roll it. I'll say.
I'm not familiar with that roll.
I'll say we need
What's that
roll of. I'll say we need an intact skull for this to work. So I'm just gonna have you roll a luck check. So roll a d20. If it rolls high, there is a skull, and if it rolls low, there is not.
Oh, I think that's right because I think you need something to speak out of.
Exactly.
Is the general way for this to. Okay, let's see here. Roll. Diggy roll.
Diggy jawbone.
Diggy roll.
Diggy roll. Diggy roll.
And look at that.
You know what? I think I'm just gonna stay here.
No. Remember the beginning of the session with all the inspiring words of affirmation. Hold on to that. A 19. So you're using your pick and you're kind of following the trace of the spine of this dragon, and you find the shoulder and you can see which way it's pointing, and you're like, okay, I need to find the head. And so you know which way to go, and you are able to excavate enough to uncover a dragon skull. And you cast Speak with Dead on it?
Yes, I will begin to do my fluty ritual.
Okay.
Speak the...
So that is, you will have 5 questions to ask.
What is your favorite color?
I just watched the D&D movie again, so like I'm just thinking about the whole gag with that.
So good.
If you haven't watched
Only
it,
ask
it's very
4
good.
questions.
Yeah. Hello. I'm still alive. Yeah. So, do you want to go ahead and start asking, or do you need a few minutes to think about your questions?
I'm gonna think about this. So I've got the ritual. You guys do what you want to do, and I'm gonna think about my questions because this is important.
Okay. While he is down there, and Kyra sort of leans over and like, do you think he's okay down there?
We probably should check on him.
Hey, Theagenes, are you all right? Are you quite fine?
Not now.
All right. Let the man sit in a hole, I suppose.
It could be very therapeutic.
So there's this sort of there's this sort of moment of humor, and like you and Kyra are sort of joking with each other about Theagenes, and then your ear perks up and you hear a slight rustle from your egg.
Kind of like hold up a hand to like for silence.
Yeah, all you hear is the gentle breeze. You stare at this egg for like 6 or 7 minutes, and suddenly it nudges. And then more minutes. Oh yeah, go ahead.
That's. Go ahead.
Oh, more minutes go by, and then one more nudge, and by this time it's been about a half hour, and it's just slightly moved twice. Kyra at this point is like also enraptured, just drawing a gif of this egg basically.
Jade, after
Little
watching his egg for so long, his eyes are going to start darting back every once in a while over to Magus's egg.
Mm-hmm.
See if anything's happening there at all.
You see Bulbug like looking at your egg, and then he sees you look over and he's like, oh, sorry. And he starts looking back at Magus's egg. Aesop is also like completely split. He's like, but you haven't seen or felt any movement from Magus's egg yet. And about 10, 15 more minutes go by. And then you feel a tap on the egg up near the top. And one of the white gold scales, sort of a scaly texture of this eggshell, begins to lift ever so slightly away from the others. And for close to an hour, every now and then the egg will rock, and that one scale just lifts and then falls back over and over. And the movement stops. And then another hour passes.
Like during this time, Shade would look to Aesop and just be like, should I help it?
Give it time. Give it time. It's waking up from a sort of slumber that none of us will ever know. I guess you might actually. Vanished one. But no, just give it time. It's young, it's weak. We just must be here ready for it.
Shade would basically go sit right next to the egg, kind of like Bulbog is with Magus.
Yeah.
And he would bring Sprout with him.
Okay. Yeah. I should have them all like near where they are. Anyway. And Sprout is like, is the seed sprouting like me?
Yes, I believe so.
This is exciting. What will its name be?
You know, I am not really sure. Gonna have to see what it looks like.
Yeah, I think it will be blue.
I think it's gonna look a lot like the egg, the outside of the egg.
I do not know enough about dragons to contest your opinion.
Well, we'll see. If it's blue, then you have very good foresight.
Yes, I will stand by my bet. But yeah, she just sort of enraptured, stays with you. Another hour passes, and then you hear a dull groaning sound. It's not coming from the egg. Theagenes, you hear it much stronger. And I'll say, since a couple hours has passed, do we want to hold off on the speak with dead, or do we want to go ahead and do that?
I have one question I want to ask.
Okay, let's go ahead and ask it.
How did you come to lie here, friend?
I lay here as I was when I died.
Damn it.
So that was maybe me misunderstanding what you meant. Okay, yeah, no, thinking about it, you obviously are meaning that it's dead and it was killed here, and you're asking how it died?
It doesn't have to answer me anyway. Besides, I mean, like, it even says the answers are
right, but
brief.
I think in
repetitive.
this case, I just didn't know you. I think I misunderstood you. So I don't want to shortchange you an answer because I didn't understand your question. So, like, if you were to rephrase it, how would you rephrase it?
What are the circumstances of your death?
Right. Killed by that foul bird. referring to the bird of paradise down at the base of the tree that Theo nobly slew. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's why I did it. I
Yep.
knew that was
Vengeance.
a dirty, no good bird, and he had clearly had blood on his beak,
Yep.
and he had reveled in it. So
Oh yeah.
taking him down a notch.
So you get this question out, and you've spent a while like thinking of what questions you're gonna ask. You get this question out, and then you feel trembling in the tree, and this not a monster, not a creature, just wood groaning, and you feel, and then soon all of you feel the ground beneath you, this tree, this massive tree, this dead tree, you feel it begin to move. It's difficult to tell from this high up, but it feels like the tree is growing. And yeah, any response to that? No. Okay.
I want to ask you a question.
Okay, yeah. So the rumbling stops, and you have your second question prepared. What is it?
Are you at peace?
Let's see. No.
Third question. How can I help you be at peace?
Find what remains of my hoard. And bring it to me. Freaking misers.
Does this mean dragon keepsies?
You would assume dragon keepsies, but you know, because if you keepsies, then we're back at square zero. Unless you
somebody put a gag and a blindfold onto the edge and needs to take him away.
Hey, do I hear some?
Can't do wrong if you don't know about it.
Son, there's some shitty economics going on down in this crevice here. We need to shut it down.
I'm glad I didn't invite anybody down here.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see then. What help can you offer? I guess that's question 4.
Find the rock's mate.
Ooh. Another one? Crap. Wheel, and then okay, I have to think about my last question because I don't know.
While you're thinking of the last one, the rumbling has stopped. The crevice you're in has shrunk a little bit. A little bit. Shade, the rumbling stops, and you looking at the egg, you see movement again, and soon you see a claw pry its way through that gap in the shell, and then another, until eventually a tiny clawed arm, radiant white gold. Sprout says, "Oh, I thought it was blue." Stretches through the shell and feels the radiance of the afternoon sun for the first time.
Going to just look at it. Well, hello, little noble dragon.
And just for mechanical purposes, because I think the dragon learns one language that you speak, which language is it learning?
I mean, at this point, I'd have it. It just learned common.
I can't remember if is it common and a language? You know what? I like that. Dragons are smart. Let's have them. They'll know common and one language of your choosing that you speak.
It would be Draconic. I mean.
Okay. Okay. I didn't think about that. So how about this? They know Draconic. Common is not the given. So if you want them to speak Common, that'll have to be your choice.
Yeah, I'll say Draconic and Common.
Draconic and Common. Perfect. It doesn't speak back yet. And over the remainder of the day, as the sun starts to slowly set, the hatchling dragon works in short bursts, punctuated by long periods of rest, like an hour or more, until at last it peeks its head out. It is this radiant white gold dragon wormling. Its eyes squint in the sunlight as it dips low, until it finds your face, Shade. And it looks on you with a warmth of compassion, a calm of loyalty, and a small smirk of nobility. And because I don't know yet what I want it to say, all this time, the egg from Valis, passed on to Magus, still does not show any signs of life. And we're going to cut over to Magus. So you are lazily chasing after this golden-haired little boy, and he has just said, "You can't catch a dragon," as he runs.
I instinctually try to reach out to magic and cast fly on myself.
You have no magic available to you.
All right, I try to run and catch it.
No cheating. So you pick up your pace.
Yeah.
Okay. You start to pick up your pace, and you are closing the distance. But soon he approaches a wall of stone and comes to a stop. You quickly catch up to him, and you see this wall goes up and gently curves around you, and its dark surface containing tiny threads of gold in this repeating scaled pattern. And he turns around and he says, "Hey, that's not fair. Time out. The finish line is this way, but there's a wall here." He slams his tiny fist against the wall. There's a little crack, and you can see a thin strand of light cast through it. Whoa, look, I think we can break through, and then you'll see how really fast I am. What?
So many questions.
I don't think so. It's pretty simple to me. Are you gonna help me or not?
You know what? I think you're right, and I'm gonna try punching the wall too.
You punch the wall, and the dark stone does indeed give way, just ever so slightly, causing another crack and releasing another thin strand of bright light through. He says, "Yeah, nice, that was good. I mean, you're bigger than I am, so it doesn't really count, but, you know."
You only get to complain about cheating once.
Well, no, because I have I have this shirt that it means that I can cheat again, even though I wouldn't normally. So there, yeah.
Okay. Well, I promise I won't look then.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not cheating though, but if I did, it'd be okay. And so he sees your punch and he punches. I can punch harder. You don't punch very hard.
Punch hard? Okay. Yeah. Show me.
Punches. Makes a nice little big crack. See? Look at that.
Nice. That was a big one. And then I kind of lean back and I'm gonna try and like imitate everything that I've seen Adrian do. And, like punch next to it.
Yeah, you sort of assume like an angled stance and you place a back foot, sort of 45 degrees back away from you, and your sandal digs into this sort of coarse sandy soil, and then you transfer that energy through the ground, up through your leg, through your hip as you rotate, and roll a strength check. I'll say at advantage.
Oh boy. Ooh.
18. Yeah, a sizable crack appears. Bullbug sort of starts and says, "Hey guys, I felt it move." And the little boy says, "Hey, that was pretty good. I mean, it's only because you're taller and I can't reach that spot. That was a weak spot. I already saw that.
Oh.
So, I'm down here and it's thicker down here. So it's,
Do you want to punch from my shoulders?
Roll a persuasion check. 24. Okay, but all right, but it's all me though. If right, because like you don't get to count it.
Okay.
Okay.
I lift him up and put him on my shoulders.
Yeah. He goes, "Take this," and he punches, and his fist goes right through that bit of stone where you had punched before. And those of you on the tree, you see the scale sort of pop open and a claw emerge from the egg. Magus, the little boy on your shoulders, he's sort of out of breath. He says, "Oh man, I'm tired. Can we take a break?"
How well do I... Is he like actually tired or just like complaining?
Roll an insight check. 22. He is tired. I mean, you can tell he is tired, but he has more in him. Part of it is complaining.
Part of it is complaining. All right. How about 2 more punches and then we take a break?
2 more? Come on, just
2
one.
more.
2.
Yep. I don't know. I'm gonna punch again. It's like you don't want to fall
hey,
behind,
wait,
do
no,
you?
because you can't. It's not your turn yet. It's my turn. Come on. Okay, fine. Okay. If I punch with both fists at once, does that count?
Okay, that can count.
Okay. And so he like brings his fist over his head and just slams down like Captain Kirk style on the side of this stone, and breaks another decent sized hole. And you guys on the tree, you see this you see this lustrous, pure gold wormling dragon arm emerge from the hole, shining like one of Valus's ornate gowns, just gorgeous and lustrous and pure. Then the claw goes still, and Magus on your shoulders, the boy says, okay, that's all I can do for now. But not,
I'll
but not
stand down.
because it's just because and he's like struggling to think of a reason to save face.
Whew, I think I'm tired too. I need to take a break.
He sort of hops down off your shoulders and like sits down against the wall, and you rest as well. And he's like just breathing heavy. Hey, you know what? You're kind of shiny. Why are you shiny?
I'm shiny.
Yeah, like you're kind of glowing a little. Like you're warm, like the sun, but not hot. How'd you get like that?
I think I got like that because I used to be on the other side of this wall. But then some bad things happened. And now I think the only way I can be here is because of that river. I'll point over toward it.
You wanna go across that? It doesn't seem very fun.
It doesn't. But I don't know if I can go back outside the wall.
Why not? I mean, like, what if you come with me?
I don't know. Because you're not shiny.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if...
my hair is.
I don't... I don't know if shiny people have a choice.
Well, so it sounds like excuses, like you're gonna lose when we finally finish our race.
Oh.
I mean, at least if you want to finish it, if you think it'd be fun.
I look back over at the river. Tell you what. I'll race you. But no promises. But I'll try.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. No promises, though? You promise you'll try?
I promise I'll try.
Okay. Yeah, that works. Okay, well, I think I can go more. Well, if I don't see you, thanks for the help.
You're very welcome. Now let's show this wall who's boss.
Okay. So you're punching with him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Together you start punching and just you're creating more and more holes, and this just blinding light is just streaming in. You can't see anything beyond it. It's just pure white. Until eventually there's a hole big enough for him to crawl through. And he says, I get a head start because I get one. So I'll see ya. And he jumps in through the hole. the rest of you, a full day after you saw the golden egg first move, and that claw emerged, the sun is beginning to set, and a breeze starts to kick up. First in random patterns, then a swirling movement around the treetop. Do we want to get that fifth question out really quick?
I want to ask, are you the only dragon who lies here?
No. And dust and ash gathers from miles around in the storm until it forms a veritable, I hate to say tornado yet again, but so it is around you, this twister of dust and ash blanking out your view of the horizon, and this brilliant sunset darkens as you're inside this storm. The sun casting small golden rays that pass through the whirling dust. Through that howling wind, you hear the same groaning from the tree, louder this time, and you feel the tree moving beneath your feet again. Theagenes, you ask that fifth question, and you feel this tree growing again, and you know you need to get up out of there.
I do.
Okay, and the you know where the gold is, and all that. You feel the tree moving beneath your feet again. You hear cracking, crunching, splitting of wood like a great ship being ripped apart. The diminishing beams of the setting sun through this storm angle lower and lower until they cast directly in front of the egg, coalescing into a single spot that begins to grow in intensity. Shade, you can feel your brand sort of warm with a tremendous inward rushing of wind and a blinding flash of light. The storm ceases. Your eyes readjust, and by the last glints of dusk that crests over the ocean, you all see Magus standing there before the golden egg. And looking around, stretching up from the tree trunk outward, are new branches, full of leaves. The renewed quietness is punctuated like a pin drop by the tiny sound of eggshell cracking once more, as that golden scaled arm reaches through the shell, finger outstretched to you, Magus, and playfully taps your arm.
I little bit shell shocked.
Magus is naked.
I reach down and tap it back, and then I grab the arm.
And out comes a pure gold dragon wormling, who says, "Oh, you beat me."
Oh, that's 3 times you complained about cheating.
Aesop goes, "What?" Kyra also, "What?"
Theo says, "Oh man, I was gonna make a cool suit."
Theo says, "Magus, dang it, we were gonna make you a robot."
Go back!
Bullbug rushes in and just bear hugs you, lifts you up off the ground, and shakes you like, "You're back!"
Oh, and I turn to the dragon and I say, like, I think in Draconic, it's like, "Oh, little one, you outshine us all.
Does that mean I win?
It means you win.
Kyra tosses you your clothes and says, "Put those on right now, sir, so I can hug you."
I throw them on.
Yeah, she gives you just the biggest hug you've ever gotten from her. Thought you were dead? We all thought you were dead? How did you get back?
I am not entirely sure. But I think someone brought me. And by the way, I lean into Kyra. Just between the two of us, I think I played dead better.
That doesn't count, Magus. Ah, my gosh. Shade, what do you think your wormling sounds like? Because I'm not entirely sure what sort of to go with.
It's a kid right now, but
maybe a little more like a little more refined,
slightly more refined, seeming basically a kid who's probably trying a little too hard to be aloof,
right?
But knowing that he's not actually aloof.
So the wormling like looks over and says, "Not bad for second place." And your wormling goes, "But I didn't even know you. I didn't know we were racing." Yeah, so I've been talking a lot. I'm gonna let you guys sort of hash out the aftermath of this.
Like basically, as soon as Kyra peels off of Magus, Shade would step in and also give him a firm handshake, because he's got the dragon with him and everything. He's not gonna push that away or anything. Be like, "I knew you'd find a way back." Good to have you back.
I will try to have such faith in the future. Whew. I see yours is out too.
Yeah.
I nod to the dragon.
Nods back.
Now we're gonna have to figure out names.
Oh, I know mine. If you will accept it.
Well, I mean, what is it?
I think you are Gegeros, which my sources tell me is ancient Greek for jubilant and triumphant.
Gegeros. Well, I mean, that I was already gonna pick Gegeros, so is it okay if yeah, but it was my idea first. I thought of it.
Well, I must have such good ideas to have thought of the same thing as you.
Okay, yeah. Hi everybody, I'm Gegeros. The Radiant Dragon. Not bad. And me?
Jade kind of squints his eyes and looks at it. I think you will be Zerion.
It's a better name. Starts with a Z. Very draconic.
Shade would lean over a little bit. It actually starts with an X.
And there's like his eyes sort of widen. He says, I don't know how to walk this back, Father.
They won't notice.
I will not correct myself. This stays between you and me. We are together on this. An oath until death.
Forever.
I love you, Father.
Oh, and by the way, meet your sister.
Hi, I
And
thought you would be
introduce-
blue. Father, it is kind of you to adopt such a simple child.
Oh, we're
I
gonna
s-
have great fun.
And as you guys look to Sprout to introduce her, she's about a foot taller than she was.
Like she was this morning.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sprout, I think you went through a growth spurt
Oh, I thought you all
Right.
shrank.
there. That's not normally how it goes. You're normally the one growing.
I don't know. Every tree I've ever talked to, they get older and everything else gets smaller.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's. All right. Well, I think this calls for some celebration.
Where's the chocolate milk?
Chocolate milk. Oh, right. That's down on the Ultros. And the potions of climbing have worn off
Kyra also
a
leans in and
day and a
whispers,
half ago.
remember, we're saving the chocolate milk for Fire Island as a gift?
Some of it. Some
Yeah,
of it.
not all of it.
Ah.
Not all of it. There's a reason I bought
Yeah,
7 barrels.
this is why we got sponsorship.
Very smart. Very good, Shade. Very good.
I
So-
will have put back on my my bracer
Mhm.
and my helm, and I have challenged Gageros to a race where I can cheat. And I basically I imagine we're just both like flying around the tree, and
Yeah,
like, Magus is doing fireworks again.
I'm trying to remember. Let's see. Let me put their tokens out on the map. They look the same because Scrit. So they only have 30-foot movement speed, but they're flying. So you know they're trying. You know I'll say they're not
Yeah,
moving at full speed right now. But
My fly movement speed is 60, and so I will not dash. And so like if they dash, they can keep pace, and we're all just keeping pace.
Perfect. Yeah, so they are racing you around the tree, and Kyra is like quickly getting into the spirit of things. You know, drawing a fake or drawing a finish line on the ground and making a quick flag out of a stick and some and you know waving you guys on and yeah. So
Can I have ownership of my dragon token?
Oh.
Because I have art for it.
oh, you do? Oh, nice. Yeah.
No, you cannot.
Let's see. Ownership. Davey, owner. There you go. And oh wait, did I do the right one? Yes. And then Gray, I'll give you ownership of the gold one. There we go. Cool. Yeah, if you have art, that's great. I guess I should also rename them. So the gold dragon is how do you spell his name?
I have no idea. Do your best. I imagine it's just like Gegeros or something like that. I can try to get
Gregor.
confirmation.
I like that. What do you want him to call you? Because I don't think he would call you. Because there's like sort of a weird like older brother rivalry going on here.
Right.
Like, what do you think he would call you?
Oof. I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Okay. And then how do you spell Zarion? X, obviously.
Xereon.
Xereon. Perfect. Love that.
Obviously.
Zarion looks at you, Shade, and says, Father, you're not going to make me race them, are you?
Not unless we want to.
I mean, I hate to shame them so soon after he's been born.
Then let him have his time.
Fair. Oh, wait, did I put 2 gold? Hold on, 1 second. The dragons are dead. Wait, why? Hold on. Oh, because never mind. Hold on. 1 second. 1 moment.
Hold, please. Prestidigitation.
Here we go. Okay, so Zarion, Gigaros. There we go. Yeah. So, how are you guys getting down off this tree?
Do I have all of my spell slots back?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can get us down.
Kyra is going to suggest, because it is like late in the day, the sun has already gone down. Well, actually, no. I mean, it won't take long. I will say though, before you guys set off to leave the tree, as dusk has been turning to night, Kyra looks up at the night sky and then quickly points. Guys, look! And you see where she's pointing. It's the constellation of the nymph, which hangs above the island. Its constant tree-like shape, known to any who have gazed at the night sky. And as you watch, you see a tiny fleck of light appear, slowly building until it matches the others perfectly. And the constellation has gained another star.
Yep. I think we did good here.
Kyra just says, wow.
Diogenes.
I turn and look at Magus.
I point up to the star. I told you we would bend the heavens.
I'm still fairly certain this is impossible.
Ah! Everything is
I-
impossible until you do it.
I guess it's happening.
Now, we can either take the fast way down, where we all jump, and I cast Featherfall on people before they hit the ground, or we can try out a new thing with Sprout. I think you've grown into it.
You are
It
all
would take a
1
bit
foot
longer,
shorter,
though.
so you'd be easier for me to move.
How about I get volunteers from 4 other people, 3 other people, with, actually, Bullbug, would you be willing to join me in the first group down?
Anything. And he starts running towards the side.
No, not yet.
Huh? Oh. He stops just shy of the edge.
Bullbug, if you could carry Sprout.
Is that a joke? She weighs like 30 pounds.
Well,
Well,
you might have to get used to this. Used to being the only one who can carry her, because if she keeps growing like this, wow. So, what I'm thinking of is that me and Bullbug and Sprout and 3 other people jump down first. and then all of us together, I think we can teleport the rest.
Magus, are you certain you are so willing to rush headlong into maybe all of us dying so soon after you die? Also, maybe can you just explain your plan again? I don't think I fully understand the logistics.
Oh, okay. So, I can cast Featherfall on people, which will make the landing, which I have already done this for myself yesterday, day before. Time's weird. I've been away for a bit.
I saw him do it. It was great.
See? Rue believes in me. However, I can't do that for everyone. So we take the first group down.
Scale issue.
And
sorry, go ahead.
And then, but if there are me and Sprout and 4 other people, I think we can bring the rest of the people down without having to jump. And I look over at Aesop.
Oh, thank you. Okay, yes, please. This plan, I prayed that you would come back simply so I did not have to fly down from this tree. And here you are. Yes, I'll go with this plan. Kyra says, I think I'd like to jump.
All right, 2 more people.
I'll jump.
Kyra says, you know what? Don't worry about me. Somebody else can take my spot.
Looking over to the rest of the people. I'm like a stage magician. I need 2 volunteers.
Falvin, you already spent a few days ago well up in the air.
Yes, I did. Little bit questioning the sanity of Magus right now.
Mm-hmm.
See all there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fine. I don't need to take all 5 people. It'll just take a few minutes longer.
I just want to make sure that all of you made it back.
Yep. Give it a day or something.
All
Sleep
right,
on it.
I guess it's me, Bullbug, Shade, and Sprout.
Okay, and y'all are going. Wait. If those are that's who's staying or jumping?
That's who's jumping.
Oh, and then Sprout will pull them from off the tree. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you move into position, and Sprout holds on to Shade's hand, and then I'm assuming Zerion comes with you, and Gagaros as well.
Yep.
And Gagaros looks. It's like Fast and the Furious, where all the cars line up in the same line, and they're all looking through their windows at each other. And Gagaros leans over and says, "Hey, new kid, where are we going, Magus?"
We're going. We have to make it down to the bottom of this tree so we can get to. You see that little boat down there?
Yeah.
That's where we're gonna eat.
Okay. So finish line's the boat. Food's there. I'm gonna eat it. If I get there first.
No. Finish line is the bottom of the tree. Then we have to wait for the rest of everyone to catch up so that we can all eat together.
Okay. So
Think
hungry.
of it like a
Hungry.
relay race.
I'm so hungry. Okay.
All right, then let's make this quick. And
Okay, all right.
I signal to everyone. All right, jump. Woo!
All right, head start for me. Gagara jumps off first. Zerion follows you, Shade, and Sprout goes, "Wee, this is fun!" And you all base jump off the top of the tree,
Yep.
and Magus forgets to cast Featherfall.
For about 6 seconds, or 5 seconds, 6 seconds, Magus is just cackling with the sensation of being back in the world.
And during those few seconds, Falbin and I would imagine Theo are staring over the edge of the tree, and we look at each other with a concerned face.
I say, yes, We made the right call. Hey, Rue, can you give us the slow, reliable method of getting down?
And I got you one at a time. Number one first, of course. You there, Theo? You coming with me?
Absolutely.
VIP, executive travel. Bullbug, sorry, you shit out of luck, sir.
Bulbug came with us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As you guys are falling, you get about halfway down the tree, and you hear something coming from behind you. And you know, Kyra did not jump with you. She is sprinting down the side of the tree. Think like Aang on the walls of Ba Sing Se, you know, just running straight down. And she just she's running like 100 miles an hour and then just hits one of these roots that sort of runs out into the ocean and just skims across the top of the water all the way to the Ultros.
Okay, Kakeros, that's what cheating looks like. And I cast Featherfall on the group.
Cool. You cast Featherfall, magic parachutes open, and yeah.
And then once we're all at the base, I'll have everyone hold hands with Sprout, and I guess Theo is no longer
at the base, right.
Yeah. Since Theo's no longer accessible to us since he's in the air, I will pull Fulben down, which I think will take 4 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. Fulben is brought down along with who else do we have left up there? Just Aesop, right? Oh, Theagenes.
Yeah, and Aesop.
Okay. So eventually it's just Theagenes and Aesop left, and Aesop turns to you and says, "I think we have a few minutes. Did you find anything interesting? I heard you speaking."
There's a dragon, a dead dragon, a long dead dragon, buried within the remains of this tree. And it told me there are more.
More? Did you find more remains, or just the one?
There were shards of an egg.
Interesting. I wonder if the egg had a chance to hatch or not.
I don't know.
I suppose we'll never know.
Well, it said that it wanted its hoard to be collected and brought to it again. I don't know what it is.
Well, that's very on brand. I mean, some dragons, even in death, so the legends say, are very particular about their hoards and how they're treated. The dream of every dragon is to die at the end of a long life, laying on top of its hoard forever. So for a dragon to be murdered and then its hoard stolen and scattered away, that's simply cannot do.
Well, I think we should keep it in mind. It said to seek out the mate of the rock that we slew. I don't know how to find it, but
surely we won't have to climb such a tall structure to find that other bird.
We can hope.
Yes, I will hope as well. Well, I would assume then we may be back up here again. We should probably try to figure out some way of more reliable, transportation up and to and fro.
I think as he's saying this, Theagenes feels like a weird tug as spectral vines and branches of Thelia start to encompass him, and then when they release, he is at the base of the tree with the rest of the group.
Aesop looks around alone, says, "Maybe I should just jump off." No.
And now that everybody's here, the Aesop transport is instantaneous.
Oh, here we are. If I go up there again, there will be a series of very well constructed stairs or something. But we should all eat. I'm sure, tired of eating rations.
This is a subtle DM hint that diggy hole stairwells are a thing that can be manufactured.
Oh,
It'll just take like 12 months.
That's very true. I mean, talk to some centaurs. They're the masters of the rope ladder. They can hook you up. All right. So
Yes.
you
A
guys
series of rope ladders.
You guys are all down at the base of the tree. The boats that you came in on are still tied up. And you can just barely smell the scent of a feast wafting over the waters from the Ultros. Any sort of... Do you guys want to end with the feast or end here? What do you think?
End with the feast.
Okay. All right, so you pile into the boats and pilot over to the Ultros. Trying to think who all is on the Ultros. Oh my god. Maybe we just go over there. All right, Ultros at sea. There we go. Oh, let me move this image. Oh, the goblin. Oh, it's back. Oh.
In its proper place.
Look
where
at that.
It should be.
Beautiful. So you
It's like
all
a hole in our hearts.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll put the dragons on there. Ooh, what's this? What's this art? Ooh, look at that. Look at that white gold. That Michelle Pfeiffer.
Ooh.
Very nice.
No, that's that's my song.
Okay, so the crew, the crew all saw this battle. I mean, it was far away, but they could. I mean, the rock is huge, so they saw it flying around. They saw the sphere of radiance. They saw the fireball. They saw all heard the muskets. They saw Falbin get thrown up onto the back of it. And everybody is just piled onto the edge of the ship, like all trying to cheer you on as you climb aboard. There's a bit of trepidation, a little bit of fear of these dragon wormlings coming aboard. This is the first time that many of these people have seen a dragon besides maybe a distant sighting of one of Acastus's bronze dragons. And so there's a lot of curiosity, but mostly fear and like cautiousness. Is there anything that you guys want to say as you come aboard?
I think as Magus comes aboard, he's going to see Adrian.
Yeah, I mean, Adrian, of course, runs up to you.
And Magus stops. And his look becomes a bit more haunted.
Okay.
And does Adrian come up to him?
Yeah, I mean, well, he's rushing up to you, but he sort of stops as he sees you stop, and he's like, "Bro, what's wrong?"
My mouth opens, closes, and then I hug him very possessively tightly.
Mm-hmm.
I died. I died. And I brought you with me.
I mean, you can see the concern in your eyes. You feel like you have maybe unwittingly brought him into something that, again, like the longer this adventure goes on, the more Magus sort of realizes the gravity of what's out here and what the stakes are and who's at risk. And he stops you. He says, bro, first off, what? You died? We have to talk about this more, but I know the risks. You think I don't? I mean, maybe I don't fully understand them, but it's not your responsibility to protect me. I'm out here with you, trying to protect who we love, us. We're a team. You don't have to worry about me. If I die and help save Mitros, that's a win, man. If you're somehow alive at the end and I'm not, at least I won't have just sat around waiting for it all to happen.
Why do those words have to come from you?
We're here, man. We're at the tip of the spear. And we're gonna be fucking sharp, dude.
Alright, that I agree with.
You look hungry for a dead man. Let's
Flame
eat.
grill?
Oh yeah, you see like from one of the holes in the deck, just sort of an eruption of like wake flame, comes up, and yeah, you smell all sorts of oils, and what are we cooking? I mean, we're cooking some of that fish that you guys caught the other day. I mean, we have rock meat.
Yes, we do. And I think we need to go ahead and cook that up.
Oh yeah.
The rock gizzard's considered a delicacy in mountainous regions. It's highly nutritious, and we're gonna fry it up.
Are we in the mountains?
Or root vegetables? We're gonna pair that with it. It's gonna make a little delicious. Yum,
the
there
chef,
are 30 pounds of it.
The chef says, "Excuse me, I will decide what to pair with this. Thank you very much." And takes it from you.
Scowls.
30 pounds, so just barely enough for Bullbug.
If she hasn't already, I will instruct her to break out like the wealthy meals rations instead of just the regular ones.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And there's also the heart, right? The rock heart.
Yeah, we're not touching that.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
Yeah, hands off the heart.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna like offer her to like make it just for you guys or something, but yeah, you can keep it. It's fine.
Yeah, we're gonna turn that into a ring.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're not fucking eating that.
She says. Yes, it does look a bit too tough. Yeah, that's foul creature. We'll find some good. The oysters on the back are the finest bit. Anyway, okay, so in a few short hours, I mean, it's deep into the night. It's probably 10 o'clock before food is served. But like, yeah, where would it be served? Like probably on the upper deck, right? Like just out on the deck under the stars. And there's not tables, there's just barrels, and like they've taken the rowboats and people are sitting in those. People are just sitting along the edge of the ship and eating where they can find a spot, walking around and talking. You see some people, one of the navigators is sort of talking about, geez, that constellation looks different. Like, I guess we're away from Mitros, so we can see more of the sky. I don't know. And anyway, like, what do you think? What do you think all happened up there? Somebody demands that you tell the story. So, like, if anybody, like, you don't have to say it in real time right now, but like, if anybody is down to like share the story of what happened,
Dade would do it if Megas isn't. And he'd retell it like, the mercenary band stories. a little bit exaggerated in some parts.
Yeah.
Definitely exaggerate how much Magus did to the rock to make it go after him.
Oh yeah.
And then you get, very somber and quiet about, Magus fell. But he came back because you know what? Like he's always saying, magic is awesome.
Yeah, the entire crew like says it in unison. I mean, it's like everybody knows where that's going. So, the sails billow a bit with the coordinated cry of magic is awesome. And anything else?
I think we just found a new means of propulsion, boys.
Exuberance.
That's great.
Depending upon how much like Shade went into about like what happened after Magus's death, like Magus like would go to Shade. It's like so like and would want to be filled in on what happened after while he was gone.
Yeah. Shade would basically convey it, and I mean, it's like not all that exciting. We waited around a long time for the eggs to hatch, and then you popped out with yours. He would kind of intentionally skip over Theagenes' objections to like what was possible.
Yep.
He's like, he's not gonna try and sow any possible bad blood there. Yeah.
Any description on Theo's or Falbin's reactions?
To like dying?
So like
he would talk about how we were prepared to go and do whatever. I mean, he described Theo went right to work on building you a body like Ruse. That if we couldn't get your body back, we were surely gonna get your soul back and bring something back for you.
Theo, show him the drawing. Show him look at the sketch. It's.
Oh yeah. I got a book here.
It's a bit rudimentary. You have to forgive the crudity of the drawings. I didn't have time to paint it.
Oh. Yeah, well, you see, that obviously needs to be bigger.
Well, we've seen it.
Whoa! I don't think you need to compensate.
We all know
I
exactly.
think that's plenty big enough already.
I mean, it was cold up.
What does that add to armor?
Yeah, can we not uphold like unhealthy societal standards and like treat people for people?
Yeah.
And do you mention that this is basically player Gray asking, like trying to fill in what all Magus knows? Do you mention Falbin's suggestion of a deal with Lutheria?
Ooh.
No, I would not. Because in Shade's mind, that was never actually an option.
All right. Well, I appreciate your eagerness. I confess that I was not as hopeful on the other side. It took my new friend to break me out of that.
He smiles as much as a dragon can smile. Yeah, but he said a bad word.
Very loudly, too.
Really? Magus?
I was having a rough day, okay?
Zarion kind of leans in. Says, what was the word? Just, I'm curious. Do you stop him from sharing the word?
No.
Okay, yeah, Gagarin, Gagarin leads it. And he tells it in a whisper. He says, Oh, okay. Did he get in trouble? No, I don't think so. Father, is it okay if I say that word?
Please don't.
All right. I'm sorry, Gary. I'm going to refrain from such improper language.
You can never
My dragon is
say-
nicknamed Gary. How dare you?
It took a quarter of a session.
It didn't even
The
come to
mighty
me.
Gary the dragon.
Gary and Zary, they're two P's.
Here, I thought you were just gonna go with Ian.
Oh, Ian, it's not as funny as Gary though.
Gary is hilarious.
Oh man. Okay, well, I think as the. Oh, anything else?
Oh, and Shade would break out one of the casks of
Oh yeah.
chocolate milk.
The crowd goes wild once again, and everybody
Oh,
quickly
wait.
downs.
Wait, are you sharing or is this for
Oh,
you?
no, I'm sharing. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sharing. This is a celebration.
All right.
The crew quickly downs their goblets of wine and ale and line up by this cask of this chocolate milk to get theirs. And Bisque kind of waddles up and leans over to you, Shade, and says,
Excuse me, I think that's supposed to be for the feast.
I brought extra for occasions like this.
He looks you with a squint for a moment and says,
You are a Dragonlord. This is fine. As long as I can have some.
Oh, for sure, you're part of the crew until you decide not to be.
part of the ship, part of the crew.
Are the Treants wanting or getting any special treatment in this occasion?
Send them a mug of chocolate milk too.
There's just roots that roll the barrel back up the stairs. Yeah. So you guys, the feast starts to wrap up. Theagenes, how do you spend, you've eaten, you've drank, how are you sort of wrapping up the evening?
With contemplation.
About what?
Let's see. Well, I'm thinking about. I want to think about the dragon, but it's actually pushed to the back of my mind by the fact that Magus is back, and I was really wrong about that. Which you're welcome for providing a necessary foil character to everybody.
I appreciated it.
Juicy.
Yeah.
There's so much time where I'm being silent because I'm just soaking in the RP, but I want to be yeah. Love a good foil. You Reynolds wrap that shit. That's a brand of foil. Shout out to Reynolds Wrap, sponsor of this episode.
Fraud.
So you're contemplating this, the decisions that you made, the things you said. You feel something in your shoe or your boot. Something just feels like a rock or something in your shoe.
Okay, I take off my shoe.
And out falls a rock, 250-foot wingspan, and attacks the. No, I'm just kidding.
A sea serpent.
No, it's a gold coin, a very old gold coin.
Ominous.
You pick up the coin and sort of hold it up towards the light of the half full moon, and you see a silhouette that looks like the silhouette of a dragon that flies like across the other side of the sail. Just and it's gone. And that's where we'll end our session. Yay. Yay. You solved my Magus puzzle.
I could actually have healthy emotional balance for the next week.
Yay. I told you we would come back into like uplifting, hopefully. So cool. I mean, any thoughts? What did you like? What did you not like?
I mean, you're
I
literally
appreciated
just
I appreciated the RP of
A lot of good
everyone
RP. A
following
lot of good RP.
Vegas's death.
Oh yeah, like all that very serious, very heartfelt. Mm-hmm.
Like, if you had let Falben strike a deal with Lutheria, I swear.
Oh man, yeah. Hard to even point out a specific. Like I can't wait to listen back to this. There's so much juice there.
Two things I really appreciated was Theo's speech about the lengths he would go to to get Magus back.
It was
and like you already
very
mentioned,
Theo.
Yeah.
Gotta
It's like
fix
I will
this.
break reality itself.
It's like
Don't worry
only
about
a
it, that's my
gifted
job.
one, like a gifted one will go so far. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And then the other thing was, like you mentioned, Theagenes playing the necessary foil character, the person of just the
realist.
quote unquote voice of reason of like, no, you guys are idiots. This isn't how this works. And we're just like, we're special. The rules don't apply to us.
I'm not.
Yeah, it's like,
But
have
it's
I
like,
not taught you anything yet about how death works? You know, like,
Yeah. It's like that was so true to his character. It was great.
Mhm.
I appreciated it. Those are the two things that stood out to me that I really appreciated.
Love that.
My two things were Theagenes' arcane eye. There's so many questions I have
Ooh, right?
that came out of that usage that was just like, oh, flavor. Oh, it's a good soup. I have so many more questions.
I mean, yeah. Do you have any guesses? I mean, most of what was revealed in that was revealed immediately after through the exploration.
I mean, there are several questions to pair out of it.
Okay.
How many more dragons? And
Right.
what is missing from the stash? What is in the stash? How much is there? Where is this other rock? I mean, there's just which all lead into other interesting branches. The other really interesting thing that I would call out, kind of lost my way now. When the dragon, was it Zeros? Is that what you called him?
Zerion?
Yeah.
Zerion? When Zerion was like, Father! that was beautiful.
I don't know
That
how
was
to
just
walk this
beautiful.
back, Father.
That was wonderful.
I wanted to like really emphasize. I mean, because Davey gave me some like personality traits for him, and I wanted to lean into the pride, but also the trusting nature between him and you. So like he's too proud to admit he's wrong, except to you, who he looks to for advice. So I enjoyed playing them, both of them. Anything else that stuck out, or a name suggestion? Freaking, I have no idea.
New Life.
New Life is good.
Brought to you by Reynolds Wrap.
I was gonna say the race.
The race. It's like a race between eggs, but also
and the race between Magus and
Man, you guys, cool. I probably will. I will share some stuff. Is there any other name suggestions before I spill my guts a little bit? Okay.
Spill.
We'll keep that open and we'll roll in a few minutes and if we have another suggestion. So, Gray, do you have sort of a understanding of why you disintegrated?
Not entirely. Still, no.
Okay. I tried to flag it a little bit, but maybe it was a little too subtle. So when I was doing the recap at the beginning,
I caught it. I know what it was.
Do you want to share?
Yes. Well, you like he sort of became part of the sacrifice.
Yes.
By touching the fire.
Yeah, because you fell pretty close to the fire and like it was raging at that point, and I didn't think of this until today in the car. Of course, that's just how I work. Because all the book says is when the gifted one. Okay, well, spoilers for when Magus dies for the first time, he disintegrates, and it does not say why at all. There's no reason given. And I just sort of running on muscle memory last session was like, oh yeah, and you disintegrate because that's what happens. And then after the session, I was like, wait, why? Why?
Yeah.
I had no idea. If you were wondering, I was also wondering. I'm like, why? So I literally spent all week because I'm like, there has to be a reason. It can't just be he disintegrated. That's not good enough. So I was like, oh, Falbin's little test of throwing the rat into the fire, you know? And that got me thinking. And I'm like, okay, he fell pretty close to the fire. I'm just going to have that. The flames touched you for just long enough that you were consumed by it as part of the ritual, which also sort of fell into all you guys' like prayers and rites to Io. I was like, the sacrifice was made to Io. So why not? Because in the book, it's not the dragon egg that resurrects you. That was my idea. I was like, there's magic. There's all this magic being fed into this dragon egg to accomplish the resurrection. But combine that with Magus getting caught in the ritual flame, the dragon eggs being hatched while you're dead, and all this magic flowing through. That's what gave me the idea to have the dragon be the one who helps you find your way back to the world of living. And so everything kind of fell into place just in the last day or two for me, and I was like very excited to run this session. So I hope that was satisfying narratively for you coming back to life. And like just the imagery. Oh yeah, go ahead.
You continue and I'll add on.
Just like I was like, oh god, now I can have Magus literally helping the wormling hatch out of the egg. Like like it's not just the dragon helping him come back to life, it's him helping the dragon be born in the first place. So I wanted to like start this companionship as early as I could. So anyway, go ahead.
So last time I think you had asked about physical markings signifying death.
Yeah.
Like, because Shade has scars and whatnot. I mean, Magus was reduced to dust and then recorporeated.
Right.
So scars don't work, but I think that from now on, instead of green eyes, his eyes are golden.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, because maybe that's like a last remnant of you being like sacrificed in this like radiant fire and stuff. That's also why Gary was saying you were like glowing, is because you had like residual sacrificial energy.
And I think the sclera of his eyes are still white, but the faint veins in them are no longer red; they're black.
Oh, okay. Spooky.
So he's not like zombified eyes, but it is a step in the direction.
Yeah. I like that. Oh man. Yeah. I gotta give props to Theo for like actually trying to collect all your ashes. That was good.
Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
With some tweezers and a little bit of glue. I would have gotten it done.
The vacuum cleaner.
I really wanted you to like have a really awkward moment where you give Magus the jar.
You were in this.
These are yours.
Well, that's why I had like the windstorm. It basically like brought all your ashes back and recorporealized you.
Except for what's in the jar.
Right.
No,
yeah.
it vacuumed it out of the jar.
Oh, come on.
You're missing
my dust.
Yeah, actually, you sit down for the feast and you realize you're missing your left butt cheek. It's just gone.
How am I going to clone
that was my
him?
best butt cheek. No.
You actually, your farts are gonna sound so stupid now. They're just gonna.
Weak.
Cousin can't project.
Like this.
Yeah, anyway, so I had a lot of fun putting this one together because, like, again, I said in the beginning of the session, you dying here, the best place you could have died. Like, so good. If you die again, it's gonna be boring, but you know.
Yeah, so
I will try not to then. Theo can fight all the birds now.
yeah, leave it to the experts.
Right. And it's not really spoilers because I am going to absolutely change Theo's like freebie, if that makes sense.
Hey.
Oh, I mean, it'll be cool.
Is it going to involve a sea serpent now?
You're not going to disintegrate. There's going to be a small explosion the size of a micro-nuclear warhead.
I want to go nuclear when this thing happens.
I mean, clearly you should be brought back by the Goblet of Malta.
Yes.
Yes.
He just
I
walks
have
up.
decided that I am not pleased with you. You have not taken everything to the most yet. Go back.
He just walks up like shitty sword and shield in hand and just like kicks you a couple times until you wake up. Hey, wake up.
Perfect.
And then a new star will appear in the constellation of the goblin overhead.
See, no, that's taking everything to the most. Did you take notes?
Exactly. Okay, I'm using that voice for him for sure. All nasally. Oh man.
Oh boy.
Okay, well, let me. If we have a minute to do the question, if people need to leave, it's okay. But somebody roll D100 really fast. 79. Okay, this is an interesting one. What unusual talents does your character possess? And remember, you get to choose an NPC that I must answer this question for.
Unusual talent.
Balbin can eat an entire cluster of grapes very rapidly.
Is it because all the snakes eat one grape?
Yep.
Falvin's
You watch his
minute-
scalp when he does that. It looks really weird because it's got all these like blobs going down. To
Oh
his neck.
God! Oh no! That's horrifying.
You're welcome.
Falvin keeps going on minute to win it in Mitros, and he's like, "Are we doing the grapes this time?" It's like, "No, we're not. We did that like 2 seasons ago. We don't do the same tasks every time. Like, it's not gonna be grapes." No. That's the swallowing the grapes. Oh my God. We're not going to think about the network of esophagus and piping running through Falcon's
does
head.
that directly feed your brain then?
We have no.
I think we need to go down this avenue further.
There are
Work
some
with
things
this.
that will continue to be a mystery.
I'm really
Some
glad.
questions better left unasked.
Mhm. Oh my gosh. Okay, who wants to go next after that?
I don't know if anyone can.
Right?
Unusual talent. I would say that Theo's unusual talent is finding interesting birds.
That's like
Just happens.
that's like your job, or was your, But yeah, you do have a knack for it. And I guess it is unusual.
Like, I'll just be, going to a huge ass tree and then boom, golden plumed bird, bam, headshot, and turns out that it had slain another dude and I was carrying out justice.
Isn't that
Man.
great when you find out the person you murdered was a murderer and then you're justified in it?
No, I know everything I do is justified. I just have to wait long enough to come up with the justification.
It is I, Castor!
Undeniable logic.
Everything to the most, baby.
Who else? Diogenes, Shade, Magus.
Diogenes can
Roll a mad blunt.
do I even need to finish?
No, I'm sorry.
Diogenes can unfailingly recommend the facial hair that will best complement a man's bone structure.
Oh
Excellent.
shit! Okay.
It's very unexpected, but no one who has ever followed Diogenes' facial hair advice has ever been disappointed.
There's gonna be in a week time on the ship. There's gonna be a fashion show, and everybody is just gonna be like working it down the deck. Just like blue stealing at the end. I love that.
Does that have something to do with you having seen so many jawbones like speaking to you from dead, and you've like analyzed facial structures?
God,
Like,
I wish I
man,
had
you
your
look really good
cheekbones.
in a beard. Sucks that you can't grow one.
I mean, he did grow up worshiping the god of beauty, right? So
That is true. That is true.
Mad skills.
Mm-hmm. That's a great unusual talent. Nice job. Shade, Magus.
I'd say that Magus is double jointed.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
everywhere.
Like,
Everywhere. Except his left butt cheek. Rest in peace.
I mean, yeah, it's like
It's very
not a whole
flexible.
lot else to say. Like, yeah, he can like pop like his shoulder out of place and then pop it back in, that sort of thing.
Everybody's just like, oh no, Magus, not again. And Shade.
Oh man, that's a tough one. I mean, Shade is exceptionally good at shearing sheep.
Whoa. Okay. It's
Just
like
broke our DM.
it's in a way so mundane and so incredible at the same time. Like, because it is
like is that cannibalism?
no shearing. Like like
shearing.
I know.
Shearing.
I know what he said.
But yeah, like just getting him like a good firm handle on him and flipping him around and like it's hard. Oh, that's good. That's
Like,
good.
We can be like fairly certain that Lukos grew up on a sheep farm now.
He didn't. As I stated before, he didn't actually grow up on a sheep farm, but
Previously
there was a
stated.
sheep farm nearby that he spent a lot of time at.
Right. Like, oh, that dang Lukos kid sneaked in and shared all our sheeps again.
I'll put it to you this way: the sheep farm was the exciting part of where Lukos lived.
Oh, I love that. Oh man. Oh, he just. Oh man. Oh, that's good. Okay. Well, those are great talents. Which NPC do you want to know their talent of? And it sucks because I don't know who you're going to ask, so I have not been able to think of what talents. So it's going to be on the fly. I think you asked Pythor last time.
Probably Uncle Timon.
I was gonna say Timon too, but I was gonna let someone else pick.
Timon, that's a great one. Timon.
Uncle Timon. Oh boy. What is a man like that?
Seems like all of his talents are unusual.
Oh hey fellas. I'm actually not actually here on the ship. You know, because it's still yet to be seen if I actually sneaked aboard, but probably not. We'll see. I tie a mean shoelace. You should see how neat this thing is. I mean, you can spot the loops from orbit. There is not really an orbit. The celestial mechanics of this world are kind of unclear. But go up and be a star and come down and look at my shoelace and you'll see what I mean. Yeah, he ties a mean shoelace.
Sickly.
I was like, everything he does is weird and unusual. So like his unusual talent has to be normal.
Everything.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, that's because I didn't mention it before. For those of you watching, I'm sorry the stream looks so weird right now. I was like an hour before, and I started messing with the layout, and then I got into a whole can of worms, and it's not finished. I need more hours to work on it. But the stuff is there. It just looks weird. So it won't look like that next time unless it does. So sorry about that. But thank you for joining. And I'm going to stop the recording because you can't hear what we're about to talk about.